Hello, my name is Sieg, and I'm a Dark Souls 3 speedrunner and current world record holder for any percent glitchless. So basically, this category is one of the most popular ones on leaderboards right now, and we have lots of beginners. And main problem is that this category has a very difficult world record route that is absolutely opposite of beginner friendly. There is also a pretty fast route that is not enough for world record, but it's very good and very fast, but still a bit hard for beginners. So in this video I want to showcase and go a bit more into details of a very good beginner friendly, in my opinion, and in the opinion of lots of runners, in more details of beginner friendly route that is sharp +3. And at this point, I consider that you already watched FAQ video. I have it on my channel, link will be in description, how to prepare like your game for a speedrun. So all the tools like Safe Organizer, Practice Tool, Dawn Patching, and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll go straight into the game and straight to route. So if you have your game not prepared, please go check out video, it will help you for sure. So first things first, you want to be on 108 patch 122 regulation. You want to be obviously offline, otherwise your run will be rejected. And you want to be offline on Steam as well, because there will be no red invasions like Hazel on Crucifixion Woods or Alva in Irrital Dungeon. Also in settings here in system, you want to go to key bindings and make sure that you have a binding for attack left hand. You can bind it to anything you want. In my case, it's right click on my mouse. And also you want to, that's optional, but you probably would like to have interaction on mouse up or down. It's not needed, but it's a pretty cool trick that we will talk about later. So that's basically it, all about settings. Let's go into the character creation screen. And here we will choose Assassin, because that's basically the best class to start with, because of Spook. Burial Gift, you want to choose Black Firebomb. And basically that's it, we start. So first things first, if you're completely new to speedruns, the first thing you need to learn is weight ratio that you have on your top right corner. As you can see, it's 45%, and all you need to remember, for running sections, you most of the time want to be less than 30%. And to reach that, we want to unequip our armor. Like in this case, it will be chest piece and hot piece. So basically, the difference is that your roll distance will be longer. As you can see, that's a roll with less than 30%, and that's a roll without. So as you can see, it's a bit longer if we have like less than 30%. It's not only faster, but also it kind of saves you more. It's kind of opposite of being safe if you have like full armor, because sometimes you won't be able to roll away from some enemies. So you want to be on running sections on less than 30% of equip ratio. Then after that, we basically start moving. We want to choose Black Firebombs because they're needed for Gundyr. We pick up obviously Ashenatus Flask. Here we want to start blocking because it changes our hitbox a bit, so arrow will not hit us. Because as you can see, hitbox of a character looks like this, and as you can see, if we start blocking, it goes a bit less wide, so blocking here is not for actual blocking purposes. So first things first, on Cemetery Vash we want this Titanite shard right here, so we do a small jump. We pick up first Titanite shard, and after that we can just go to Gundyr. We don't need to do anything with this guy, and I will make a save file here so I can showcase a bit of examples of Udix Gundyr fights. Most of the times Gundyr will be kind of the same. Basically, strategy is pretty simple. You just need to count your hits, and that's all you want. So you have your fire bombs. We don't need Ashenatus Flask. So first things first, 5 hits like this while he's waking up once you remove sword, and 5 hits is full your stamina. Then after that you want to start counting. And you will need to hit in total 13 times. So 5 already will be 5. You go to the side, it will be 2. And then you will need to strafe his attack and do 6 more hits. So usually after one of his attacks you can do 3 hits. And once you reach 13 R1s like this, you switch to two-handed and do 2 charged heavy R2s. So like this. You will need this 2 hits. After that, after he finishes transition, you want to start throwing fire bombs, and you need 3 to kill him. So how approximately it looks like, I'll try to showcase. Basically just spam 5 attacks. Then go to the side. Wait for 2. Strafe first attack. 3 more. This hit we tank, it's very good. Switch to two-handed. Charged R2. Charged R2 again. And 3 fire bombs. And he's done. 1, 2, and 3. Basically, Gundyr is that simple. After that, you just unequip Estok and go to door. So that's it about Gundyr. Most of the attacks you want to strafe, but there is only one that you want to parry and one that you want to roll. I will try to showcase them right now, because obviously Gundyr has some RNG right now. Attacks were very nice, and especially the one where he hits you with fist. This attack is actually great because you want to tank it, and it will basically make your stamina start regening a bit faster than usually. So I will try to showcase right now. I will turn off all the damage. I just hope he will do some funny attacks so I can show you how it looks like. This one you want to tank, it's very good. This one you want to parry. That's the only attack that you want to parry. After that, just do 3 attacks. Don't do riposte. This one is also strafable. Very good attack. If you have fist, it's very nice. You always want to see it. Grab is also very good. It's not that bad at least. If he does this follow-up, it's also pretty good. This attack you parry, as I said already. Don't try to even riposte him, because it's very bad. This one is also very strafable. So basically, as you can see, you just want to go a bit closer to his left hand, and that's it, like behind his left hand. You also don't want to go too far, because if you go too far, like basically his next attack will happen faster, because he will be in front of him. And he will not waste his time to turn. That's a big problem. If he does a spoke attack, if he sometimes does a continuation, you just want to roll it if you don't stray the first one. So basically, that's kinda how it looks like. That's approximately how you want to see it. If he hits you with that, he will do a follow-up. You can also strafe it, but already to the right side. I mean, his right side. So yeah, sometimes like when he hits you, he will do a follow-up. Like some attacks will have it. Or if you just stand in front of him. Because as you can see, right now he didn't hit me and he didn't do a follow-up. Basically, that's approximately how Gundyr works. So let's just finish Gundyr and let's go. And yeah, let's drop 3 fire bombs because you used 3 here. Yeah, let me do that real quick. Here we go. After you kill Gundyr, you just basically go and quit out. In main menu, it's better not to take any breaks because it's against the rules. So try to continue as fast as you can, like instantly is better. Because any delay can cause a run rejection. So after you kill Gundyr, you go to Firelink Shrine. We don't need Aztec anymore, so we can basically drop it. So it doesn't make our inventory too messy. We go to Handmaiden, and we want to buy here 4 Homeward Bones, Dagger, and Short Sword. That's all we need for early game. For High Wall, we want to equip Short Sword, Assassin's Hood, and Homeward Bones. It will make us have 28.2 weight ratio, so it will be less than 30%, which is very nice. And we go to High Wall of Lothric. A High Wall of Lothric, we don't really need to pick up almost anything except one item, and this item is called Gold Pine Resin. which will help us a lot with early game bosses. It will not be our main tool, but it will be our main tool in early game. So that's what we want to get first, because it's right next to the beginning of the high wall. With a small amount of a parkour here. Go up the stairs. Go in between of these guys because, I don't know, it's faster and it's funny. Drop right here, go to the right side, and you can skip it like that. If you're not sure, don't skip the animation of Gold Pine Resin because you need to pick it up pretty close to the edge, so better to pick it up just, you know, on the flat ground. Strafe this stack, strafe this bolt as well. And now pray. And if you're not sure, better to roll these guys because sometimes they can just destroy you. Wait until night goes a bit away from this doorway, and then you can just go inside. And here we want to prepare Spook. That's the first thing we're gonna do here. We go here diagonally, and here there is a crystal lizard. We don't need to kill it, but we want to drop on this railing right here. So basically what you do, you just cast Spook and drop on this railing. You can also drop on a balcony, it will not kill you. We'll also pick up this ember. If you need to heal, heal. Usually you will not get this guy, but I wanted to showcase that railing, so cycle a bit kind of messed up, but it's not a big deal. And we go from the right side of these guys, and we can just strafe most of their attacks, because it's pretty easy. So, at this point we can equip Gold Pine Resin, doesn't matter, honestly, that much. But here is Emma, and here is the trick I meant with Scroll Wheel. So basically, you can just spam dialogues like that, which is not bad completely, and you can do it like that. But also you can just scroll with your mouse. You don't have to do that like very fast. You don't, because game will just not be able to read all the inputs because it will be too fast. But you can scroll with like sort of a medium speed. It will be enough to make it super fast already. Like, so that's just to showcase how it looks like with Scroll Wheel. That's it. And basically, after you skip all the dialogue with Scroll Wheel or without, you just drink Estes, and after that you want to quit out, because it will teleport you outside of a Dancer's arena. Since that's a Dancer's boss fight arena, we cannot be spawned inside, and game will teleport us away, as you can see. So we stick to that left guy, and we can just strafe most of the times their attacks. Well, not this time, unlucky. But you want to be teleported, it saves in-game time. So our next boss fight is right here. Even if you don't have like full HP, it doesn't really matter that much. You can go for safety and heal, but it honestly doesn't really matter. Let me make a save file here on Vordt, so I can showcase a couple of examples as well. Vordt is pretty simple as well, but you want to also count your hits to make it more simple, like as simple as you can. There is a strat with staggering Vordt. I strongly do not recommend it, and it's used in world record, but please don't even try to do that because it honestly can ruin your run. And it's barely faster. It's like time difference like 3 to 5 seconds, which is not like huge at all. All you want to do with Vordt, you want to hit your count your hits. I'm sorry. You want to count 8 hits because 9th hit will trigger the transition. And also you want to skip 15th hit because 15th hit is a stagger forward. So basically all you want to make sure is that your 15th hit will not be before his charges. Otherwise you will stagger him. Or before he starts his Frost Breath attack. And to maximize damage before second phase, you want to count 8 hits. Go for full stamina and start attacking him once he starts his attack. Because he cannot cancel it. And only after performing his attack, he will start transition. So you'll have more time. Apply resin and hold block during it. You will see that last frames of applying resin are kind of eaten here. And we start counting. Your full stamina is 6 hits. That's a very good opener. Try to stay under it. 1, 2. Now we wait for attack and we just hit him. And as you can see, that's 15th hit and we just basically skip it. Then we roll 3 times, try to go closer to the door. And we just finish him. Even if I take hit here, it doesn't matter. As you can see, it's still a very, very free fight. If you don't have like lots of HP, it doesn't really matter. I still would not recommend like going for this bonfire, because you can skip animation of this door like that. But we will take a bonfire very, very soon and on that Solomon, so it's kind of useless. It's kind of pointless. Even if you have like 50% of HP, it's not a big deal. So let's do Vordt fight once again. As you can see, it's like very free. I even messed it up a bit like in the end, but it still was like very, very simple. And it's that simple, honestly, all the time. Vordt is definitely not a hard boss in this case. So what we want to do, we go here, apply res and hold block during it. Nice. Good opener again. We just staying under him. 6, 7, 8. We wait for his attack. Very good. As you can see, transition is a bit faster, so we want to skip 15's hit, and that's good. We will not stagger him right now. And now we just finish him. And it's that simple. Once you're close to the door, drink SS if you need, and quit out. And we skip door animation. That's how Vordt is done. Yeah, basically that's it. Now we go to Undead Solomons, and that's where all the fun starts. Basically, that's where we're gonna pick up our first Titan shards, except the one that we picked up on Cemetery of Ash. We go here, skip the cutscene, and here's the already, not like small trick, just a feature that you can do. So here is basically skulls, and if you just drop like this, like I'll try to show. Like if you just drop like this, as you can see, like you're pretty close to the dogs, and it's kind of like roll distance almost allows you to aggro these dogs, because as you can see, they're not aggroed right now. But if you go closer to their head, like you will aggro them, and only by moving to the left side you will not trigger them, but you will still get the skulls. So how make it easier in this case? There is a very easy, like, I don't know, way to do that. You cast Spook and cancel your Estus from this ledge, because it slows you down. And then you roll and you can just pick it up. It's very, very easy, very simple, and very convenient. Then we stick to the right side, and we just basically deplete all our stamina and just wait for this gate to open, because we want to take this bonfire. Right here. That's all we need to do. This bonfire right now is like very crucial, because we're gonna pick up lots of stuff in the settlement. Try to stick to the left side, and all you want to do is just wait for these guys to go like from this doorway. Very nice. We're gonna pick up these 2 bundles. And now we're gonna drop right here. Pick up this Estus shard. Then we go to the right side. Drop right here. Roll into this guy, because sometimes he will try to attack you, so it's for safety. Roll from these guys as well, because they also can attack you and they can deal pretty huge damage. Then we turn to the right. We don't need the soul, because we picked up Ember on, how it's called, on High Wall. Pick up this Titanite shard. We pick up Embers mostly for souls. We don't need them for actual Ember purposes, but we mostly just pick them up for souls. And we kill this Crystal Lizard with charged R2 and R1, and then we can just bone out. So that's it. Basically pretty simple. You also can pick up Mortician's Ashes, but I do not think they're really that needed. But if you're not sure, you can pick them up, because there's like more skulls. And technically you can buy more bundles. But all we're gonna do right now, which is gonna pick up like 2 more bundles here, just to make it sure, you know. So we're gonna go here. Roll these 2 guys. We can just drop right here, because we've picked up already 2 bundles. We pick up bundles here, and we go to the right side. We go to the small parkour section that is called Thrall Skip. It's more like a jump that you need to perform. This jump is not really that hard, but there is like still some funny stuff that you can do. Like, let me make a small save file here so I can show 2 situations how you can manage it. Because jump, you honestly can easily mess up. All people do that, but it's not hard at the same time. It's just easy to mess up. So you want to roll this guy right here and go to the right side and jump like this. It was a bad jump because I got a roll in animation, but when you start, it's like still good. You can just get like immediately sprint in animation if you go a bit lower. So approximately that's how it works. There is an easier way to do that. You just want to go to the left side a bit, strafe that guy, and go like this. It looked a bit messy, but you don't need to jump in this case. Main problem about it is that that troll that climbs up from the down there, he blocks you from that stone. And once he's gone, you can just basically run up and land there. So you just strafe that guy, wait a bit, this guy goes, and as you can see, you can just drop here and no problem. So up to you. It's slower obviously, but it's safer. So here, what we want to do is we just cast Spook and drop right here. That's it. There is a trick called fall damage cancel that I strongly do not recommend to do, because that trick saves you 2 seconds. I will show that trick on different spots where it actually saves the most amount of time, which is 5 seconds, and it's cool. 5 seconds is cool, don't get me wrong, but it's not beginner friendly, that's for sure. So what we do here is, there is the Sigurd's elevator. You want to cast Spook right here, approximately, and just run straight, and do a plunge insect close to the elevator. Like this. And here we go. That's how we skip the elevator. We go to the right side. We want to pick up Ember right here, in this room with Outrider Knight, and then start running towards him. He will do mostly a good attack like this. You just strafe it. Most of his attacks, honestly, you can just strafe without any problems. It's pretty simple. It's honestly something that is not very that difficult. So Road of Sacrifices. Road of Sacrifices is kind of skippable. Let's honestly make it a bit faster because there is honestly nothing to do here. There's literally just you run and that's it. And all the fun starts right here. On Rod of not the Rod of Sacrifices, I'm sorry, on the Crucifixion Woods. Here, just to make it safer, cast Spook. And we go right here, stick to the left side. Drop right here, you can cancel Estus to drop closer. We pick up Titanite Shard. Then we go right here, drop also with Estus, pick up another Titanite Shard, because we need all of them. Then we go up here because we need this bonfire. And pray that dog will not... Yeah, dog is right here. If dog is right here, just quit out, because it will not allow you to light bonfire. It's a bit unlucky and it's a bit RNG moment, but well, I mean, you cannot do anything with that. Then you light bonfire. And then we go here, drop and get our... Grasscrest shield. We can switch target shield to Grasscrest. We don't need short sword for now. We can switch sorcerer stuff with short sword, so it is in our right hand. And that's it, basically. So here is the thing. I will freeze AI for now so you can see. So basically here's the Black Knight. And here are behind the Black Knight our Twin Blade and Fire and Call, right down there. So there is 2 ways how you can do that. One is a bit slower. You can go to the right side, drop from where the Sword Armor, I guess it's called, or Mercenaries Armor, is. You can drop right there, pick up Twin Blades, and this guy will not notice you, and you will just go to Fire and Call. It's slower but safer. It's just in case if you cannot do quit out from the game. It's not really hard to do a quit out because you will have plenty of time, but that's how it will look like. So basically, you just want to prepare your Homeward Bone. Strafe or roll any attack. Go to Seltzer Twin Blades, pick them up. And then you just want to quit out anywhere, like even right after Twin Blades if you want. But better like if you're closer to Fire and Call, and that's it. And that's how you get rid of the Black Knight. Then you just go for Fire and Call and Bonfire. Go to Last Rested Bonfire. But that's basically it. But if you're unsure, feel free to go to the right side. Yeah, it will be a bit slower, but once you'll be better at quit outs, you will get it. So, about that small trick that I told you about, fall damage cancel. Here is a spot where it saves 5 seconds instead of 2, because you don't have to cast Spook for it. I'll just show how it looks like, firstly, without it. I mean, without Spook, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot to freeze their AI. So that's how it looks like. And that's why it's not recommended for beginners, because there are cool visual cues for that, and it saves a lot. 5 seconds is really huge because you skip all this ladder and stuff like that. But other than that, it's honestly not beginner friendly, and you can lose your runs. And if you die to this ladder, not to this ladder, I'm sorry, to this fall damage cancel, you will lose 20 seconds, because run up from here, from this bonfire to this ladder is 20-ish seconds. So better not to risk until you're consistent. So what we're gonna do here, I will not unfreeze them because it doesn't matter. All you just want to do, you want to cast Spook preemptively. I honestly forgot. You want to cast Spook preemptively, like this. And then you go to... I will unfreeze them. You go to that ladder, do 1 step down, and jump. And that's it. And you will survive. That's basically how you get it. That's pretty lucky, actually. We got 1. Doesn't matter, but still, you know, it's pretty cool. We take this bonfire just for safety, but we don't need it, honestly, because Riot is a bit different than usual. We pick up Estus Shard here, first of all. And we go for Titanite Shard right here. So that's where we're gonna get most of the Titanite Shards on swamps. Here in the first fire, if you feel like Grus are just blocking you or something like that, just quit out after you skip the cutscene. Because after you skip the cutscene, fire is already lit, so we don't have to deal with Grus. The only one that will be here is this guy, the spear guy. We don't need him anyway. I can just climb up right here and drop. Yeah, it deals a bit of a damage, but it's not a big deal, honestly. We can just heal. We pick up this Titanite Shard. We stick to the right side, not to aggro jumping guy. If you want to be careful, go like this, closer to the fire, and then pick up like this. Titanite Shard. Otherwise, you will aggro that jumping guy, and it will not be very funny for you. Now we just go to the next fire. Basically, doesn't matter. Usually, you don't have to quit out from this guy. If you're unsure, feel free to quit out. You have lots of time. But usually, people don't quit out from one guy. Like, he's pretty easy to dodge. Then, next thing that we want to do, we just run through this bridge. It's pretty simple. We don't need to do anything here. And we light this bonfire because we will need it for later. You can rest here if you really want. If you're like, I don't know, don't have like HP or whatever. And we want to prepare dagger as well. Here we drop with Estus Cancel because we will drop closer. We pick up Titanite Shard. Then we go to this tower with lots of slugs. Try to go here, pick it up, and roll to the right side as fast as you can. Because there's lots of them, like, basically shouldn't you, so try to avoid. Here, there is, again, sludge, so we need to jump with our dagger. Using L2. And we still pick up Titanite Shards. There's, like, 2 Titanite Shards right here in front of us. Very good. Let's just try to stick to the left side. If you aggroed one of the guys, which is honestly pretty often seen. Did I aggro? Actually didn't. But yeah, basically, especially this guy. As you can see, he's literally looking at us right now. If you're closer to him and not sticking to this left side, he will be aggroed. So be careful with that. But even if you aggro him, it's not a big deal because you just light this fire and then quit out. And basically that's it. After that, if you really want to save a bit of souls, you can pick up these bones right here. Not needed, but you know, you can. Just to make it sure, and then you bone out to Firelink Shrine. So that's sort of a preparation that we have done. Now we go to Handmaiden, and we sell 2 Embers and Soul of Vordt, because we don't need them. That's all our souls we need right now. And we reinforce our Twin Blades to +3. Give a call. Give a Sharp Gem. Allot our Estus to 4-0. And reinforce our Estus Flask to 6. Then we go right here. And if you want to be safe as it's possible on Watchers, I strongly recommend just getting 16 Dex and 13 Vigor. That's the best option here. Because 13 Vigor will not break any Souls economy. And also 16 Dex is needed for Twin Blades. And it will not break any our damage at all in late game and mid game, so we can afford 13 Vigor. As you can see, health bar is a bit bigger, and that's very good. That's what we definitely need. Burn on that bone shard, 6+1, very, very comfy. And then we go back to keep runes. So right now we're definitely prepared for Watchers. It still will be a hard fight. I will show like 4 examples, I guess, of how to handle Watchers. And I will definitely link a playlist of my Watchers fights with Sharp +3 Toon Blades and Raw +1 Short Sword under this video. And honestly, it's never enough to practice them, so even if you die to them, don't worry about it, it's absolutely normal. But what we want to prepare for Watchers, like before we go to this area, we want to prepare Green Blossom. You can basically equip it right here if you want in Tool Belt, because it's pretty convenient to use it from here. And we want Charcoal Pine Bundle, Gold Pine Resin, and Black Fire Bomb. Then after that, we just go. Stick to the left side and prepare yourself to roll this guy. To the right of you. Better to roll. Yeah, especially this attack. This attack is the worst one. It's very good that I had it right now, so you saw that. And try to go in between of these guys. It's usually the safest strategy. And that's it. After that, you can go to the dork without, because it will de-aggro all the grooves. Because otherwise they will be around you. And yeah, that's it. Basically, after that, you can equip all your stuff. So let me equip it, and let me make a save file. Import save state. Watchers. Here we go. So what's the strategy with Watchers? You want to firstly deal certain amount of damage, so you trigger the threshold for a second Watcher to spawn, and this threshold is L1, R1, L1. It's approximately 400 damage. Then with the same bundle, you want to kill second Watcher, which is also L1, R1, L1. If bundle runs out, don't worry, just don't use another one and stick to no bundle. Like, you will have enough damage. Then after that, you just use Gold Pine Resin and parry once or twice. You parry just to aggro main Watcher again on you, and you basically just spam L1, R1, L1. In first phase, try not to go for backsteps as much, because timer goes and timer runs, and third Watcher will spawn after you approximately reach half of HP. So it's better not to use backsteps in first phase, but in second phase there will be very, very useful and very good, because it's a very safe option. And also, if you need to heal, feel free to heal without like any backsteps, but it's a very good opportunity to heal if you do a backstep, because you just move to the right side behind him and he will do a roll, and you will need to experience any attacks after backstep. So I'll try to show how it looks like. Try to eat Green Blossom once you're on these stairs. So you want Green Blossom's animation to start outside of the arena and go with you inside like this. This will trigger the battle opener. Then we use bundle, L1, R1, L1. Pretty good. L1, R1, L1. Then we apply resin. Parry if it's needed, like this. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. This one you want to roll away. This one is you cannot stagger, unfortunately. Then in second phase, once second phase is triggered, you want to throw Firebomb. It will trigger them. This attack you want to wait. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. This one you just wait. You can go for a backstep here. As you can see, it's pretty simple. Go a bit to the right side, 2 steps to the right, charge R2, R1, then just follow him, L1, R1, L1, and that's it. It's not as simple, because I have too much experience on Watchers. It definitely will be much harder, so don't expect it to be that easy. But it's just a fight, you know, it's like, what you see is what you get, basically. You just need to learn how to fight them, and fight's gonna be pretty smooth, honestly. Because this damage is very, very comfy. And that's the reason why this route is much, much better for beginners. So let's do it once again, because honestly, it's never enough to practice Watchers. Trust me, I have too much experience on them, unfortunately. L1, R1, L1, then we just run away, or roll away, up to you, depends on the attack. Sometimes he can attack you still, even if you're just stopped attacking. L1, R1, L1. If he goes AFK, try to restore your stamina. And like that. Then we prepare a firebomb. Wait for second phase trigger to be triggered. Heal if you need. L1, R1. From this attack, you need to roll away and just run away, and then you go for a backstab. That's a very good opportunity. So basically, 2 steps to the right, R1, follow him, L1. And we continue, basically. I will try to show right now what's the good backup for heals. So for example, we do a backstab. I just switch so I will not kill him, and then just move to the right side, and he will roll away, see? So basically, you have enough time, and he will not do any attack, which is very, very nice. And that's kinda it. As I said, there will be definitely way more examples under this video. There will be 2 playlists. One was Raw +1 and one was this weapon. Because there is just... I don't know, if I start talking about Watchers, it will be like for hours, and yeah, it will be too much information. But yeah, that's it. You want to kind of use like only 1 bundle, preferably. You can use 2, because we need only 2 for Wolnir. So, let's use it. Because, yeah, that's it. Or sometimes, if you get good enough, you can use only 1 gold pine resin. It's honestly very simple. Like, even with 1 gold pine resin, because damage is very good. But when you only start, you definitely want to have at least 1 bundle for Watchers, at least. If you need 2, then use 2. But make sure to keep 2 for Wolnir. And we don't need gold pine resin, and we need black firebomb, 1 for Princess. That's very important. That's the reason why we parry in first phase, and we throw a firebomb in second phase to aggro them. So yeah, once fight ends, you can trigger the catacombs. And after that, if you need a bonfire, rest on it. So you don't need to wait after that. After that, prepare Spook. Because we'll need to drop right now. Down the catacombs. We cast Spook right here. And approximately drop just like without sprinting. You don't need to sprint. Then roll right here. We don't need this bone shard. And the next thing we want to get is Milk Ring. Basically, just try to run as close as again to this corner. Turn to the right side right here. Perfect. We pick up Milk Ring. And now we go back through the middle. And here we go. So Milk Ring gives you 3 extra decks, which is the reason basically why we leveled up 13 Vigor for Watchers. Because Watchers is definitely one of the rod blocks. And yeah, that's definitely much easier to have it to have 13 Vigor for Watchers instead of 10. We pick up 2 Titanite shards and make sure here to quit out. It just resets cycle of the skeletons a bit, which makes it honestly a bit easier, not gonna lie. So we quit out before Ashes, pick them up. As you can see, this guy is pretty far. You will still need to roll him sometimes, but it's fine. Here, prepare to block. Most of the times this guy will start with a kukri attack, so you will basically just block them. It doesn't matter, like, even if you take Kit, we still have 6+1 Essos Flask, which is very, very good. Because it will allow us to restore our HP in one. In 1 flask. So yeah, basically we're on our way to Wolnir. We want to equip everything again. All armor, twin blades, and 2 bundles. And here on door you want to quit out. So basically, what about Wolnir? Let me make a save file. With Wolnir, it's pretty simple, but it's all about counting hits. And it's very, very important about second bracelet and third bracelet. First bracelet is kind of simple, kind of easy. But second one, it's very important when you start attacking. Because that's the thing with Wolnir. If you attack too fast on the second bracelet, you will deal half damage on bracelet, and it will not break in certain amount of hits. And you want to count. So that's it. And on third one, you just want to have like full stamina before. Or not full stamina, but at least like lots of stamina before you break second bracelet. And so you can start sprinting immediately to third bracelet. That's it. So let's go into the fight. We have 2 bundles, for example. If you have 3, then it's even better. You probably can immediately destroy first bracelet. But without bundle, it will be like that. No bundle on first bracelet, and it will be 3 L1s. Then on second bracelet, you light up bundle, and you need to right now look up at timing when I light second bundle, when he puts his left hand back on the place. Just look up when I light bundle, and it's a very good visual cue not to attack too early. That's the thing I mentioned before. You want to deal 5 L1s to break his second bracelet. So you count 4, wait for full stamina, and then deal the 5th one. And then after that, third bracelet on the right hand will be only 4 L1s. So that's how it will look like. We hit his hand, that's not good, but it's fine completely. We only wanted to hit his bracelets. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll just wait a bit. One, 2, 3. 1. And we finish him if it's needed. If he has a bit of a HP, just make sure to finish him. That's how it looks like. It's honestly very, very simple. But you need to learn these timings a bit. Like, when not to attack too early. Because as you can see, I waited a bit before attacking the second bracelet. I obviously could attack earlier, but it's just not needed. Because you will not deal enough damage. So once again, we go here. If you need to heal, heal. It's completely fine. 1, 2, 3. He puts his hands. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hit his hand just to make sure that you will not have 1 HP meme after that, if you have time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and here we go. That's approximately how Wolnir looks like. It's pretty simple, as you can see. While he's dying, you can use Watcher's Soul. I didn't do that right now, but yeah, well, once he's dead, you can use Watcher's Soul. If you cannot use it, we will sell it right now. We'll light this bonfire, and after that, we just homeward bone away to Firelink Shrine. That's basically where early game ends, which is cool. Congrats. And then we go right here. We want to sell Wolnir's Soul, and we give Ashes, and we need to... We actually don't need to buy Titan Shards. I honestly made a mistake here. Forget what I said. Like, we don't need this Titan Shards because we have +3. Only thing we need is we want 4 Cartus Rouge right here, and since we picked up 2 Homeward Bones, it's not needed. If you didn't pick up this Homeward Bones, buy 5. If you picked it up, buy 3. That's it. In this case, we buy 3. And that's it, basically. Here we don't need to go anywhere because we don't have any S2 shards or upgraded materials. Forget about this Titanite shards. I honestly messed up. I have it on muscle memory. And here you want to level up your decks at least to 30. Because 30... not at least to 30. You want to level up to 30. Because usually on runs you want to have 33 decks. But since we have a Milk Ring, it will be 30. Because Milk Ring gives you 3 decks. And rest you can dump into Vigor, which brings you up to 16, which is very nice. And then after that, we just go right here, and we go back to Crucifixion Woods. So with next stage, it's going to be pretty simple. Crystal Sage is definitely one of the bosses ever made, and it's honestly very, very simple one. The only thing you will want to learn with Sage is Crystal Patterns, because you want to 2-cycle Sage, and it's very, very simple. You just need to learn them, and that's it. I'll try to show them right now. Document with my notes about this run will be in description as well. And in my notes, I have all these crystal patterns. So it, like, you will not have any problems with it, with finding the information. But basically, let me just make a save file. So I hope I can show, you know, different patterns so you can see. Combo for both phases will be L1, R1, and that's it. Well, I mean, like, L1, R1 spam. So basically how it's gonna look like is like this. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. I mean, I just hit the wall, but yeah, it's gonna be just 5 times. So once you're here, basically, well, this guy is kind of messing up around here. We just apply resin, and we go to Crystal Sage fight. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1, and we go to this corner. It shows that he will be here. So if crystals are right here, he will be on the entrance. And against this combo. As you can see, pretty simple. So let's now check the other pattern. I hope he will does a different one. But that's very important. That's why I said like we go to that corner right now. Because that's how you trigger only 3 certain patterns. Because if you go to a different position, he will have some different ones. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. We go right here. Okay, that's literally the same. But yeah, basically we memorize like he will be here on the entrance. L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. It's very important also to start attacking pretty fast on a second one, but not too fast. It's timing is pretty simple. It needs to be, you know, like it will click in your head kind of, you know, and that's it. But it's pretty simple for sure. I honestly hope he does a soul mass so I can showcase it. And we go right here, and what's gonna be? Okay, so that's corner. That's a different one finally, that's what I wanted to show. And here, as you can see, it's pretty simple. We still kill him. So let me show now like how it's gonna be. If crystals are right here and right here, approximately, he will be on the entrance. If crystals are right here and, as you can see, right here approximately, he will be in a corner. If crystals are right here on the entrance and in this corner, approximately, you know, closer, he will be right here on this wall. I mean, between these walls, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's it. If he does a soul mass are this like, you know, like magic around him. If he does that, don't spam like that. Don't spam L1s. For example, this bonfire is a crystal sage, right? Don't spam L1s, it will kill you. All you want to do, once you're close to him, make sure you're on full stamina and start attacking L1, R1, L1. Then first soul mass charges will like launch into you. You will just strafe them around. If he does a magic rapier, and magic rapier is the blue one, you want to roll it, but don't go too far as well from him. Because if he doesn't do magic rapier, or even if he does, after that you want to keep going. L1, R1, L1. So basically it will look like this. L1, R1, L1 with strafe, L1, R1, L1, and then we go a bit around, L1, R1, L1. Important to go around all the time, because this way you basically kinda extend the duration of soul mass. So you can one cycle him. It saves like 6 seconds approximately. Something like that. So yeah, let's keep going, and now we're gonna pick up a better armor that we want to use for the rest of the run. Except one place. But basically this armor is right here, Herald's armor. We pick it up. Make sure to strafe, not strafe, sorry, roll that evangelist. And now we can basically unequip armor. It's gonna be pretty good. If you feel really unsure, you can take a bonfire that is behind you. But since we have like right now full Estus Flask, I'm not gonna do that. Usually Deacon segment is kinda simple, especially boss fight. Boss fight is not really that the super tedious one. It can kill lots of runs on like top level, but not right now. It's fine. With these dogs, it's honestly better to quit out. I was just honestly speaking a lot, but to get rid of these dogs, make sure to quit out. Also here, this guy will die right now. Let's wait a bit so I can tell about these guys. So here is the Estus shard that you want to pick up, right? Usually you cannot pick it up from any place because they're just praying here, but you can do a backstab, but backstab is bad. So what you can do to make it super fast? You take a dagger, for example, you hit him with a running attack, pick it up, and go away. That's it. It's pretty good, because dagger also is needed for Cathedral, so you can just skip it like that. That's very good and convenient. Now we run through the cemetery, turn to the right side right here. Go from the outside. And basically this is just gonna be a pretty boring running section. All I can see is basically look for stamina management that people do. I will try to kind of replicate it right now. But that's the stamina management you want to stick to all the time, because it makes this location to be way more simple than it usually is. Because if you mess it up, it can kill you. So yeah, be careful with that. Running section is like not the most comfy one. Here we want to jump to the right side and be careful of this evangelist. Want to be closer to evangelist. Somehow it works like closer you are, safer it is. Here we want to start blocking just in case we take an arrow. Save stamina before this corner. Listen to the arrow. And that was no arrow actually. Sometimes that can be earlier, so you will need to roll. So just make sure about it. And these guys usually you can strafe. Sometimes you will have to roll though, so don't be greedy. Sometimes you won't be able to run it like that. Now on this door we just do a quit, not only because it's faster, but also because it's safe, because there is a huge ton of enemies around you and you don't really want to you don't really want them to kill you somehow or block or whatever. So here's the next thing, this Cathedral Giant. He does 2 attacks usually. I mean, not usually, he always does 1 out of 2 attacks. All we want to do is we want to, before we go into that room, we want to cast Spook. And we switch to Dagger. And then we go. If he does that attack, as you can see, he does like a pretty fast one. Make sure to cancel your Estus off the ledge, because you will drop closer and he will not hit you with his hand. He will not hit you with and deal damage, but it will just knock you a bit, you know. And now you can turn your camera and just look if he does this attack, this funny attack. You can dodge it with your quick step, and that's basically it. That's all the dangerous part of this section. Then the next giant is pretty chill. Just try to jump past him like as soon as possible, and that's it. Well, nothing really dangerous in this case. We just switch back to Soulsword Twin Blades. We equip our Lloyd's Ring, because Lloyd's Ring is very important in this run, or mega important, I would say. And yeah, basically Deacons fight. For Deacons you want to apply resin, but you don't have to apply it immediately. So we have 2 skulls here. If you really struggle with Deacons, usually you won't, but still, you can use skull here, but only 1. If you have Mortician's Ashes, you can use how much you want. You get 6 from Mortician's Ashes. You just want to have 2 for Irrital. So I would strongly recommend, honestly, not using skulls if you have 2 here, because Deacons are pretty simple and you have a very good Estus Flask and you have a good armor. But basically with Deacons, if you don't have Lloyds like I don't have right now, Small Deacon will take you L1, R1. With Lloyds, it will take you just L1. Tall Deacon, no matter what, with Lloyds or without, will take 2 hits. So it will be without Lloyds 2 L1s, with Lloyds it will be L1, R1. Fat Deacon will be L1, R1, L1, that's without Lloyds. With Lloyds it will be 2 L1s. So that's it. That's all you need to know. Like how I do that usually will not make a save file, because Deacon's fight is just pretty simple. I do a running attack and kill him like with L1, R1, because I usually don't have HP. Apply resin after that, look for orb, kill the next one, heal after that, and then that's it. Then you just basically kind of what you see is what you get, you know, and that's it. Then we just look for Deacons and kind of kill them like as fast as we can. Try to dodge fireballs if it's possible. It's pretty good fight so far. Then we go on like where these 2 candles are, approximately to the left side of him. And we need usually with Lloyds at 7 attacks. If you lost Lloyds, it's gonna be 8 attacks. Then after that you just bone out to Firelink Shrine. So that's kinda it. That's the reason why I didn't want to make a save file on Deacons, because honestly Deacons are kinda simple. It's just like, you know, you hit and that's it. That's funny. So yeah, we don't spend our souls right now, and we go to Wolnir because we will need the souls later. Right now we will need to kill Yhorm, and after Yhorm there will be Pontiff, and there we will need our souls after Pontiff. But the first thing that we're gonna get once we're back to Wolnir and we go to Irrital, we want to equip 3 pieces of Assassin's Armor. We don't need a chest piece. And we don't unequip for now Twin Blades. And we prepare Cartus Rouge, because we're gonna kill Sullivan's Beast right now. So we stick to the right side. And we go till almost the second lanterns, like as you can see right here. Second pair of lanterns. And here on the snow, apply resin. And then just wait. 2 head hits. Bum, bum, and that's it. 3 L1s. Pretty easy, as you can see. Then after that, we unequip Twin Blades. We don't equip Pontiff's Right Eye for now, because it's gonna put us on more than 30% of weight ratio. And the reason why we equip this, how it's called, this armor, is because it has more fire defense against Fire Witches. Because Fire Witches is the most important enemy here. They're basically the most dangerous one. So we just start running approximately right here from the second circle on the ground. Save stamina before this corner. Go in between. Save stamina before this corner. And then stick to the left side. Then when you stick to the left side, once we reach stairs, go diagonally to the right. And once we reach this corner, start blocking. As you can see, second guy dashed. And that's an AI manipulation that you can do. If you hold your block, you will make this guy dash forward. So that's very important. That's what you need to know. That makes Irrital much easier. Because instead of dealing with 2 guys, you only need to deal with 1 guy. That's very nice. Yeah, this part is pretty boring, honestly. Nothing happens, but it's fine. The only part is that we actually need to mention here is the guy that falls from ceiling. Right here, because you drop right here, and sometimes it can be kind of finicky. So just roll this guy. I don't know. I don't know how to detect if he gonna fall on you or not. Just, you know, just roll, and that's just safer, you know. That's it. If you really need blossoms, here is 3. So pick them up. But that means you don't need any more blossoms for the run. That's it. If you don't need all 3 of them, which is kind of understandable because we never pick them up, you can pick up this one that is in front of us to the right side. That's 1 blossom. But we pick up 3 because it's, you know, a bit more beginner friendly. So we're just, you know, making sure that we can possibly die or something like that, you know, stuff like that. So we pick up this bonfire, distant manner is needed. And we go right here. If you don't want to deal with Fire Witch, go right here. And before dropping, cast Spook. It's important to cast Spook right here, because you will trigger the cycle of this Fire Witch, and then just stick to the right side. And that's it. You will avoid that Fire Witch. If you don't care, just go and prepare yourself to quit out just in case. But other than that, like, it's pretty easy. So we go here in the Irrital dungeon. It's pretty straightforward. Like, we don't really have to pick up anything here except Pale Pine Resin. Pale Pine Resin is needed only for DSA, because the rest of the bosses we're gonna kill with Bleed. Here it doesn't matter how much HP they're gonna drain, because we're anyway gonna heal later before Yhorm. Here is Pale Pine Resin. And here's the small trick. So basically how you can do that, you can cast Spook right here not to take damage, roll, and go stick to the right side. I will save my position once I go behind this, go past this cage, and here we go. So basically here, if you go right now and you do a backstep, it's called dungeon skip. Basically, that's how it works. It's very, very simple. It's super simple. But if you're not sure about how fast you perform it, what you can do is you go here and you just go right here, cast Spook. Just make sure to face that direction with your back, approximately. Like, approximately that direction. I never line up. So if you, for example, face like that, obviously you will not fall on this ledge, because as you can see, it's not here. So even if you face it like that, it's gonna be fine. As you can see, it's like very, very simple. That's it. Nothing really much to say about it. It's just super simple, and don't even overthink of it. Dungeon skip is very easy. Here was this gargoyle. So I wanted to mention, and I honestly completely forgot. Once you trigger this gargoyle, there is 2 plants on this bridge. Right here, this one, and this one. And, I mean, you can pretty much see them there in the middle of this bridge. But what you want to do is you want to start saving your stamina on this bridge, on this plant, and start running after this plant. And in this case, if Gargoyle does any of the attacks, basically, you will not need to roll it. If it does only poke attack, you will need to strafe it to the right side, and that's it. I will show right now how it's gonna look like, so, you know, just for kind of visual practice. So, here's basically how it works. So we start saving stamina, start sprinting after that. Oh. Yeah, maybe I need to unfreeze AI, that also works. I forgot. Here we go. So yeah, we start saving stamina right here. And as you can see, just look. We don't have to roll it at all. We just run and nothing happens. Then you just drop from here. If you really need to take this bonfire, make sure to take it. Why not? Like, it's pretty peach stuff. Like, safe strat, you know? Why not? We take this bonfire and we also take this bone shard. We don't need any more shards. Because more you upgrade your flask, less efficient each bone shard will be. And honestly, +2 is more than enough even for all bosses speedrun. Here we spook before going down the ladder. Once we slide down and floor lots, jump like this. If you want to recast spook, feel free, but you don't have to. You just stick to the right side. You just run, jump right here, and roll. And that's it. That's pretty simple. Nothing really special. You just don't want to be, you know, like kind of slow there, and that's it. But that's the reason why I say if you want to recast spook, feel free. So here is Yhorm. With Yhorm, there is like one trick that you want to do is you want to leave your dagger and leave your short sword before that fight, and make sure not to equip all your armor. So what armor you want is basically just Herald's armor without your helmet. So what's the trick with Yhorm? If you have this inventory, and if you drop dagger and short sword, what you need to do is you pick up Stormruler and just press A and you will immediately equip Stormruler. It's kind of easy. You will see right now how it works. And that's it. See? Basically, we just try to stay under Yhorm. Don't try to stay super under him. Try to always stand approximately behind, under his knees. And that's it. If he goes for an attack, just dodge it and go under his knees again and charge it by going away from him. After 2 charges, he will do a transition. It's also a free charge while he's doing transition. So try to go under him and then away. If you hit his head with a head hit like this, you have a free charge. And that's basically it. Nothing really special about Yhorm. It can take some time. That was very funny animation. Yeah, it will take some time to practice Yhorm. You can lose lots of time on him, but that's just boss that requires practice, honestly, a bit. That's like, just, you know, Dark Souls 3 is not that easy to speedrun. You will need lots of time to anyway practice bosses. After that, we just go to either Last Rested or Firelink Shrine. It's completely up to you. Like, we don't really like care that much right here, because we anyway will need to warp to Distant Manor. If you don't take this bonfire as a safety option, you can go to Last Rested. In this case, it will work. So yeah, sorry. Now we go to how it's called. Now we go to Pontiff Sulyvahn, and we will need for this place 2 skulls that we basically prepared. That's the reason why I said that we will need these skulls, and that's where we actually need Pontiff's right eye. Well, I mean, on this boss we probably don't even need it, But that's where we definitely can equip it, because it doesn't matter, like, why not? We have only pens equipped, and with pens we can equip 3 rings. And here is important moments. That's a moment that not lots of runners mention, but lots of runners do at the same time. So here's the room. I will freeze AI for now. So here's the room with this guy right here, with the Silver Knight. Basically, if you want to equip all your stuff before, feel free to do that. That's actually a very good idea. Let me equip at least skulls. And you can equip Twin Blades, you can equip Target Shield, you can equip Herald's Helmet and Assassin's Gloves. Not Herald Gloves, by the way. Only Assassin, because you will be over 70%. But you don't want to equip any armor. So that's the reason why. If you equip armor, this guy will notice you from a further distance. So it's sort of a stealth mechanic, if we can call it like that, which sounds kind of weird for Dark Souls realities. But that's how it is. And if you have your armor unequipped, and you stop sprinting once you reach this chair, like approximately, and you will start sprinting after you reach this chair, this guy will never do a lightning attack. And lightning attack is the only one that you need to roll. So I will just show approximately how it looks like. Let me go right here. I will unfreeze them. So let's go. Reach this chair. Here we go. Oh, yeah. I honestly messed up everything because I was here before and this archer already triggered. Let me just quit out and we'll do it once again. Alright. Cool. Let's just quit out and re-showcase it. Because usually you don't get this archer triggered at all. Obviously, probably it's because I froze AI and I was already in their vision. That's like how we go. So yeah, as you can see, archer is not triggered, easy. And we go till this chair and start sprinting after this chair. And as you can see, this guy just tries to follow us and nothing happens. So that's approximately an easy, approximately how it works and pretty easy strat. We throw one skull away once we reach first dogs. Once this guy shoots, just throw it away, I don't know, like to this altar in front of us, and we're pretty much good. All we need. Dogs after that should not be a problem at all. And that's how your setup for a Pontiff should look like. Twin Blades, Parry Shield, Grass Crest, Herald's Armor, but Assassin's Gloves. So we don't go over 70, because as you can see, it will put us at 71.2. We roll this guy. Nothing really special. And here is Pontiff. With Pontiff, there is a situation that this fight is pretty scripted, but you also need to know that he will be scripted only if you stay in front of him. And that's the reason why you don't want to move anywhere. So let me make a save file, and I will show approximately how Pontiff fight looks like. 2 times. I hope he does like 2 different attacks, so it will be just perfect. But basically, you just want to stay in front of him. There's like a very good way to practice this parries. I will try to show after that. But we go here, apply resin. Run closer to him. Switch parry shield. And miss attack because I am bad. And that's a tutorial, so I look stupid. Cool. So once again, we're applying resin. Run up closer. Save stamina, switch parry shield. Repose him, and we just stay in front of him. We don't even move. Switch to 2-handed. 2 L1s. And then parry next attack. Go a bit closer to him after that. And then switch Grass Crest and go behind. Do 4 attacks. Go outside of the explosion. He explodes. 1 attack to stagger him. 1 attack more, and 4 to finish. And that's it. So the thing about standing in front of him is, if you stand in front, he will always do only 2 scripted attacks. And that's the reason, that's the way you want to practice Pontiff's parries. That's very, very simple. I will try to show how it works right now. I will not apply resin. I will even turn off all damage, because we technically don't even need it. So this attack is always scripted if you do certain stamina, but look, he does a poke attack, fire sword. We stand in front of him. He does again, poke attack and fire sword. Yeah, and if you missed it, just try to stay in front. See, he does a fire attack. And basically he's looped and in one of these two attacks. So as you can see, you just stand in front of him. He does again poke attack, as you can see. Now we just stand in front. Fire attack. Actually, you can parry second one if you miss. Roll backwards. Here we go. And that's approximately how you... What am I doing? That's the reason why you want to stay in front. I'm not in front right now, so he doesn't do script, and now he does. And that's approximately how it works. So that's the way you want to kill Pontiff, and that's the way you want to practice Pontiff. That's the most important part. Basically, with Pontiff, situation is kind of simple. He is literally like pretty scripted all the time. After that, we need to run past all these archers. It's also pretty simple. If you feel really unconfident, you can prepare Spook. Having staff in your hand will not put you on over 30% of weight ratio, so it's going to be pretty fine. And here, these two guys, I don't know, sometimes they just behave weirdly, so we don't really focus on them. But also, if you want to save some souls, I'm not sure if it's needed, but you know, it's like a backup option. Here is a large Titanite shard, and it basically equals 4k souls, because we're gonna buy them right now. And if you want to save 4k souls, feel free to pick this up. Usually you don't have to. We pick up this ashes. And here you can cast Spook once you reach this corner. And if you cast Spook here, all these guys will not be aggro to you. As you can see, they're just chilling, and we just run past, and there is no problems. The only guy who is gonna aggro is this guy with the arrow to the left side, as you can see. But he still only shoots once, and that's it. So not a big problem at all. And here's also one Ember. If you really need it, it's just, you know, in case you lost Ember or you're not sure about how next boss fights will be performed, because you can die or something. Because obviously, right now, if we accept Watchers, speak of hard parts, late game is definitely a hard part. Well, Watchers obviously as well. So we go up the elevator. We don't need stuff anymore. While running through the elevator, once it goes up, you want to use one of the souls. Better to use Yhorm's soul because it's 20k. It's done because 20k is max, and we don't use usually all the souls, but you can sell all the souls. It doesn't matter. And then we just bone out to Firelink Shrine. After we get to Firelink Shrine, we go to Handmaiden. We sell firstly all the souls, because then we get ashes, and it immediately puts us to purchase item menu. After that, there is a pretty cool trick you can do with manning here. You just press R2 and L1 and left, and here we go. You immediately get to large Titanite shards. So you can buy 11 shards like this, and that's it. After that, you can buy 11 Cartus Rouge just because it's faster, and it also will be pretty much extra resin for lots of bosses, you know? Usually you will have 0 here, but I just forgot that I didn't use 1 for Pontiff. So let's actually get rid of it. Just, I don't know, just to make it, you know, more real, kind of. And that's it. So how much do you need? So you need 1 for Aldrich, 1 for Dancer, 1 for Princess, and 2 for Cinder. And that's in total 5, right? So you need to buy at least 5. At least. If you need more, feel free to buy more. You can always go back to Firelink and buy more. So let's buy 5 right now. And that's basically it. Then we go to Andre and we upgrade our Twin Blades. And we upgrade our Estus Celeste to once more, because we picked up 1 shard in Cathedral. And here you want to get 40 decks. 40 decks. Honestly, I would recommend like even 41 maybe. But if you... like, maybe it's even better to go into 17 Vigor. 17 Vigor, as you can see, is a pretty good like health bar. And we should not struggle with it. Plus also we add Undead Bone Shard. And now we have 7 plus 2 Essos, which is more than enough for late game. And that's it, basically. That's all our preparation stage, and now we're ready for late game. Late game will not be as easy. Just in that matter that you need to practice some bosses. Like, you definitely cannot, like, just go into the game and just destroy them. It doesn't work like that. You'll definitely need to practice some bosses, and some bosses have some features, especially like Aldrich, for example, or Princess. But you will see. I will try to tell you about them right now. With Aldrich, it's about stamina management and first phase. That's very, very important. So the first thing that you want to do, there is a slime jump that we do without Spook. I strongly recommend to cast Spook because it's just gonna make it, you know, more simple for you. Don't pick up this Estus Shard because it's honestly not needed. It's just a waste of time. We will not go to Andre again. After that, you can equip everything you want. So basically just Herald's Armor. And let me quit out here and make a save file for Aldrich, so I can show you what exactly I mean by saying stamina management. So the first thing that you want to do, once you apply resin and go into Fog Wall, you want to kinda, you know, go for half of a second into that. Because you can, as you can see, you can go into Fog Wall from a pretty huge distance, right? It's not recommended at all because it will break this stamina management completely. Hello, funny guy. What are you doing here? Nice. So yeah, you want to apply resin and kind of like stand as close as you can see to the wall. Basically, like if you just start applying resin next to the wall, that's gonna be perfect. So here's Aldrich, and the thing about stamina management, once you can run, start running until you reach this tile on the floor. And on this tile on the floor, you want to kind of start saving your stamina, replenishing your stamina for like half of a second or 1 second, like this. Like this, approximately, as you can see. And this will allow you to make Aldrich do only 3 openers. These 3 openers will be arrows, which is good. I mean, all the 3 openers are good. It's not like there is one that is bad or something like that. Poke opener, horizontal slash, and vertical slam, and arrows, basically. So let me approximately show how it looks like. I hope he does at least 2 different openers so I can showcase them. But it's all about first phase, and second phase you just basically look where he gonna go. It always depends on your position. So we apply resin, go to Fog Wall, and I forgot, obviously, unfreeze AI, because that's a very professional tutorial. So yeah, with second phase, it's gonna be pretty simple. You just allocate where he is gonna be. He always tries to spawn like as far away as it's possible. After first phase, you just go to the center of the arena, and that's it. And you try to stay closer to one of the sides, so he will spawn on the opposite one. So I apply resin. So here is Aldrich. Here is stamina. And as you can see, he does poke attack, as I told you. He just do 4 head hits. If he does a poke attack, you just wait for 1 more attack, and that's it. It's a pretty huge damage. Then you go to the middle, and you just wait for him, and finish him off. Just like wait for 1 of his attacks. It's gonna be pretty simple. And as you can see, damage is so huge that we don't struggle at all. But that was 1 opener. That was only poke attack. As I told you, there is only 3 different ones if you perform correctly stamina management. And the other 2 are Rain of Arrows and how it's called, horizontal slash and vertical slam. So I hope he does a different one now. Here we go, horizontal slash and vertical slam. Then we go to the middle again. And we get one of his attacks and just finish him off. That's a perfect attack, by the way. And that's it. So that's how Aldrich approximately looks like. It's not as simple as it looks, but damage is great that we have, so we should not struggle that much. I will try to add all the openers and how to deal with them on my document with notes of this run. As I said, like, notes will be in the description, so all the info will be there. And also I will add a link to Aldrich boss fight strategies from Speedsoul's Wikipedia, so make sure to check it out. It's honestly a very important information. So yeah, Dancer. For Dancer, like, once we spawn here, we want to kill Emma with 1 R1, and you can use Green Blossom for Dancer. So what about Dancer? Dancer is a pretty funny boss fight. It's honestly, I guess, the easiest one among late game. But you also need to count your hits, because 6 hits is the threshold. Like, if you hit for the 7th time, she will transition. But also, 8th time will be a stagger. So you want to kind of wait once you deal 6 hits. You want to wait for her attack, so you want to do 2 immediately and stagger her. And then you want to kill her with the rest. So basically, it's just kind of what you see is what you get in this fight, but you want to count hits in the first time. So once you spawn here, kill Emma, go right here, apply resin, eat Green Blossom. If you stand like closer to the altar, as you can see, you can pick up Basin and you will trigger cutscene faster. Try to stay closer to her right side, from her side of her head, from her right hand, I'm sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As you can see, she staggered. Now we just try to deal as much damage as we can. And now we just wait. It's not recommended to go inside, but you can roll into her spin and just finish her. That's approximately how it looks like. So, honestly, nothing really much to say about Dancer. Dancer is kind of straightforward fight. Only thing that I can say, that just stand closer to her right side, and if somehow you face second phase, you should stand behind her all the time, and that's it. Never try to stay in front of her. That's kind of it. After that, we trigger this altar. We don't really need anything right now, so we just unequip Twin Blades and all the armor. We don't need any upgraded materials as well, but we will need right now Pale Pine Resin, and we can unequip Cartus Rouge for now. And yeah, that's basically it. We just run through this location right now. Here is 2 Lothric Knights. We're gonna take this bonfire that is right here in this room. Basically, we just quit out like that. Doesn't matter where, you can do it closer to the bonfire. It's just better because if you die, you will be spawned in Anor Londo. And the closest bonfire is Vordt. Also, there is a pretty easy trick that you can do. If you have a light bonfire prompt, but you're not facing bonfire, like, you know, as you can see, like, you just don't face it like that, right? You can you can basically press on light bonfire button and then press start, and if you press start during the turn animation of your character, you can quit out like this. And it will skip the animation of bonfire. It is faster, and it will also de-aggro enemies around you. So it's honestly a very easy trick. So I strongly recommend trying it out at least. So as you can see, it's like lit, so we can go. The reason why we took this bonfire is because we will take a shortcut for DSA, because DSA is definitely not an easy boss. Definitely you will need to learn DSA a lot. It's a very technical fight. You want to kinda stick to certain stamina management here. I strongly recommend checking it out in how people do it in runs. But basically it's just, you just copy what people do and that's it. Here on the stairs you want to prepare quit out, and once you reach the stairs you just do a quit out. Don't try to be too greedy, otherwise you will survive, but you will just take a huge amount of damage and you will need to just heal. So it doesn't make sense to go super greedy here. Here in this room, there is also some sort of a stamina management. Excuse me. So you just start running. Once you run past second stairs right here, start saving stamina until you reach third stairs. Then turn, stick to the right side, and try to strafe most of the guys. Here I'm gonna freeze their AI, because that's basically over. Here is a very easy fall damage cancel that you can do. Let me save my position. So as you can see, there's like different tiles right on the floor, and as you can see, there is like a black line right here. It looks like, you know, you can see it perfectly. If you jump from that line like this, just spam roll, and you will avoid fall damage, as you can see. Because otherwise, if you just jump like that, you will have damage. But if you just jump from this line, once again, and spam roll, you will not take damage. It's very, very easy. So I strongly recommend doing it. It's very good. So let's heal. Beware of this knight. This knight is pretty dangerous. If you're not sure, especially because we go for shortcuts, honestly, I would recommend quitting out. Just activate this elevator and then quit out. And we're pretty good after that. Because this knight is pretty dangerous. If you don't go for the shortcut, then you're fine. You don't have to quit out, because we just waste our time right now on the shortcut just to make it safe, you know? And yeah, then after that you can use your green blossom. I will not use it right now just because, you know, I'm gonna make a save file real quick. We'll call it DSA. With DSA, it's honestly, it's one of the hardest fights in my opinion to learn. Because of strafes. Strafes are insanely important here, and you want to count as well. I count a bit differently. So you basically can just count hits, but I will just try to show how I do my counting all the time. So we use Green Blossom before. I go to the arena. Go to this corner, apply resin. Then just strafe one of the attacks. 1, 2. I didn't trigger the good attack, so I'll need to wait right now. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. 1, 2. Then 1 again, and then we finish him with 3 attacks. He did a very funny meme where he literally cancelled transition. Oh, not transition, stagger. But as you can see, 17 vigor carries here, so you can survive it. Sometimes DSA can cancel his stagger, but you're supposed to stagger him, and that's the reason why you count. You stagger him, and he just dies during that stagger. That's really important, but, well, unfortunately meme happened. I will obviously show once again. That was a very bad DSA, but it's fine. As I said, it's like one of the hardest fights on this run. So once you go behind him to trigger a certain attack, that's perfect. That's 5 attacks already. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. 1, 2. Roll. Trigger another attack. Maybe no. 1. 1, 2, 3. So that's approximately how DSA works. It's very important when you roll his transition to do 1 attack and then stop and do 3 instead of doing 4. So it will not be like 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be like 1 and then 1, 2, 3. That's very important, otherwise you will not save 1 hit. So yeah, just you know, making sure. So that's it. About DSA strafes, it's very important to stay behind him, but not too much behind him. Approximately from left or right side. I will try to show right now how it approximately looks. So he does this attacks, as you can see. Just kind of try to stand behind his left or right arm, depends. And you're gonna trigger this attacks in this case. So as you can see, that's the attacks you want to get. So basically that shield, overhead attack, as you can see. This also you can strafe, but it's not great. This is a very good attack. That's the one you want to see, and this one is also one you want to see. From this one, try to go a bit away from him, otherwise he will hit you with his attack. If he does it certainly, like this, with the shield, hit his shield, and he will do this shield bash. If you're really, really, really unsure, what you can do, you can bait for this double swipe and then just run around. But that's approximately all the strafes that you want to have against DSA. I'll try to show once again, like, super peachy version of it. Like, if you're in front of him, just roll. No way you want to somehow strafe it, unless you're from behind. But yeah, that's approximately how DSA strafes work. Okay, I hope he does a super, like, safe strat attack. That's usually what hitless runners use. It's very, very slow, but if you're super unsure, dying to DSA will be slower, so it's fine, like this. See? It's very easy. You don't even have to strafe, you can just, like, run around and that's it. So yeah, that's approximately how it works. Let me show one more fight with DSA and we'll move on archives. But yeah, DSA is definitely one of the fights you will be practicing the most. DSA is very, very complicated. And lots of people fail it still because it's normal. It's like a very technical fight, as I said. So once again, with strafe, preferably trigger good attack. That's a good one. If he's turtling, we just do this. And don't forget to count. That's basically the most important part. And that's it. So that's how it approximately looks like. That's how you want to have it. After that, we don't need Pale Pine Resin. We can just switch to Cartus Rouge, and then we can switch to Black Firebomb. That's finally the location where we actually need it. If you really, really, really want right now, you can go for Vigor level ups, but they're not needed, honestly. Because 17 is more than enough. Just take this bonfire for sure. Take Archives Key. Quit out, obviously, in this door. I'm just not gonna do it for tutorial purposes. And here in Archives, just look at the stamina management. That's very important. I strongly recommend to check it out in runs as well. Save a bit before Lizard. A bit only. Deplete all the stamina before stairs. And save all the stamina and start running. Then just run diagonally to that doorway. Start saving after that doorway. We just deplete until approximately middle of the stairs. And start saving and sprinting after we reach the top of the stairs. Now we just take to the right side until this tile right here. Once we turn, we start sprinting, approximately diagonally. Then we stick to the right side of this guy. Once we reach Crystal Sage, we save stamina, roll this guy, roll if it's needed. And we just go right here and drop. So that's basically it. That's all about the stamina. Well, let me show you real quick. Very, very important stuff. So sometimes Thrall right here with Flamberge will try to hit you, and as you can see, there are like some squares right here on this floor. This color stands on this square. If you basically separate it in halves, if you reach this half, as you can see, like I'm basically running on it, once you reach it, roll, and that's it. In this way, you will be able easily to roll that Thrall guy without any problems, because his delayed attack is very, 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 very bad, and yeah, it's like very finicky. But that's a very good visual cue. Basically, here you just run, and because there will be a missile right here, like we just run past, no problems. Heal if you need here on this corner. It's not needed to heal here, actually, but still. Run up to this guy, he will do an attack and then just move to the side. And go around this guy. That's it. That's basically stamina for Archives. I omega strongly recommend to check it out, because that's definitely the hardest running section, for sure. And it looked maybe kinda easy, but it's not. Definitely, trust me. Here, if you need to heal, that's a pretty good spot. As you can see, there is like a ladder here, and there is like a line where stones end and this ladder starts, like textures of it. Basically, on that line, you want to activate your flask. As you can see, it's almost perfect timing to restore your HP and cancel the animation. with this gargoyle, it's pretty much what you get is what you, I mean, what you see is what you get, and you just roll and that's it, honestly. I honestly cannot say anything about this gargoyle. Just try to roll it. Sometimes it will jump out of the roof, like as it did right now. It's pretty funny. But, you know, just... that's it. Like, I don't know what to say. With this gargoyle, it's kind of finicky. I am not struggling with this gargoyle at all because I know its axe. And that's the reason why I tell you, like, better to learn it. Like, just learn what its axe does because it deals pretty huge damage. We go to the right side here and we trigger the elevator. If you don't have to go for elevator, just run away and that's it. Here on the stairs, there is also a sort of stamina management. Let me describe it a bit. Save stamina before first barracks or whatever it is. Just run forwards and start saving stamina once you hear first shot of a crossbow. Then just run forward still. Roll if it's needed against the spear guys and stick to the right side now. This guy you can if he does like poke attacks, you can just strafe it. And with greatsword guy, if you stick to him closer, you also can strafe him. Unless he does like horizontal attacks, obviously. These you cannot strafe. But that's kinda it. The only guys you usually need to roll is the first guy with the sword and very rarely the last one. So that's it. So what about Princess? Princess is a very excuse me, important fight in this run, I'm sorry. That you want to learn that will save you tons of time. You want to learn Frozen Princess. That's my honest advice to you. It doesn't mean that you don't want to know how to fight P2, phase 2, but you also, that's the reason why in the beginning I told you about key bindings, about left hand binding. That's very important. And that's the reason why I recommend to do it with a keyboard, because it's very, very consistent. So let me make a save file so I can show you, because there is like some different situations with this setup, how you can handle it. If you're even bad in Princess, honestly, bad at spinning Princess, it's still there's sort of an easy way to do that. So let me show you, like, if you don't know how to spin Princess completely. So we go here, we apply resin and just basically roll preemptively. Not like this. Basically, once you apply resin, you want to roll preemptively behind him. I don't know what I did right now. It's just me choking as always. It's normal. So Green Blossom, and we go into the fight. Apply resin. We basically just, once we see him, we just go... we just go behind him. So 5 right now. 6. 7. 8. That's bad. That's not good. 9. In this case, I feel like we will need to add one more attack. I'm honestly very, very confused because I don't fight Princess like that usually. It's like hard for me with lock on. But basically, I guess we had one R1, and after that, I'm not sure if we're gonna kill him with one firebomb right now. Yeah, we don't kill him. I obviously will show once again because that was very bad. But yeah, as you can see, even with such a bad fight like in P1, still Frozen Princess are super accessible. The only thing is about this fight, you want to kill him not too far. So you want to kill him behind their initial position and second phase. As you can see, he's like, yeah, as you can see, he tries to see us. You want to kill him on a carpet. That's very important. And you don't want to go to the stairs. It's too far. If you kill him in any spot that is very far, it will be messed up. And you won't be able to do Princess Freeze once again. So, yeah, basically that's it. You very want to be cautious with that. And make sure, if, for example, Lorien in P1 is in position of Lorien and Lothric in P2, and you hit him in P1 like this hit will be transferred to second phase, and you will accidentally hit them, and they will be just triggered. And same about Firebomb, so make sure to be very, very careful. So yeah, all you just want to do is you just want to count, like, for hits. I will obviously do it once again. And I will try to show, because that example was terrible. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, and here that's perfect. And now we just kill him, and here we go. So basically you just want to count hits, and then on stagger you want to do 3 attacks. As you can see, it's pretty simple. With bleed, if you're fast enough, you can rely on bleed. Usually how I count, I see bleed proc, it means that there is 1 more hit that I need to add, and after this hit I should do 3 hits. That's usually how I manage to count me as well. That's it. Okay, now I will show you, like, if you know how to spin princess. Because, well, I mean, the way I was playing right now, I just don't know. I'm not used to, honestly, so I'm sorry. So let's see once again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and on 10s 1, 2, 3. If he does that attack, better to wait. And we just kind of throw bomb, or just wait for him to come here. And as you can see, that's it. So that's how approximately you get Frozen Princess. What about lineup? With lineup, it's also pretty simple. As you can see, that there is Lorien's like feet, left feet, and his fingers kind of match this line on the floor, as you can see. So basically, this line is what you want to have as your lineup. Like, as you can see, I'm standing right in front of it, like my helmet was at. And that's how you do. And that's the reason why I tell you that on keyboard it's much easier, because it's just going to be very consistent. And if you hit only Lotric, it's going to be very easy. So that's approximately how you kill Princess. I will also try to show right now 2 openers, because so far I was getting only 1 opener, was Vertical Slam. This opener you cannot control. There is a sort of attack that how you can control it, but it's not beginner friendly. And I will try to show right now. It's just for future you, when you're gonna learn Princess better. But still, I hope like he does a slow opener. Here we go. If he does that opener, try to face some direction and he will teleport in front of you. So that's approximately how it works. As you can see, like, we just needed for him to teleport there, and it works this way. I messed it up a bit, but it's not a big deal. Like, the only thing that I wanted to show is basically how to get this, how it's called, opener, and that's it. So for example, situation like that happens. We just try to lure him closer to that place and try to kill him right here. It looks a bit messy, but as you can see, like, it's still, like, you can still handle it. Even if you're on low HP, doesn't matter at all, because Frozen Princess, if you don't mess up, and it's pretty hard to mess up if you even do that slowly, but even slower, like, if you don't know how to fight Princess P2 very well, it's gonna be much better for you. So, yeah, only very good P2 can handle, I mean, can be faster than Frozen Princess. So basically, yeah, that's it. So let's just kill him in 1 hit. And now what we need to do, well, he's dying, we can basically just use a couple of souls. If you're not fast enough, just use 1, because it's gonna be slower than using 2, and bone out to Firelink Shrine. So now it's Cinder time. With Cinder, honestly, nothing really special to say. We go here, sell all our souls that we have left. If you need to buy more resins, buy more resins. And honestly, I recommend here just going full vigor, and that's it. Because for Cinder, it doesn't matter. Like, we just get full vigor, and we're pretty good with that. We go for, like, you can go for 2 throne cancels right here, throw animation cancels. They're pretty easy. First one is really simple, second one's a bit harder. You go right here on this side, and you basically just want to stand like approximately like that, and then just press, and as you can see, you fall down. With this one, it's a bit harder, like, but yeah, it still kind of works like that. Also from this ledge, and that's it. And Yhorm, obviously, you cannot cancel. After that, you go right here, and you want to have your bone prepared. So basically, if you do right now kneel, and cutscene will be triggered, once you press start, so basically skip the cutscene, you can do Homeborn blindfolded. So basically, you just press X, down, and A, and that's it. So for example, it will look like this. So we skip cutscene, X, down, and A. And that's it, as you can see. And we get teleported straight forward to killing the first flame. Even if you are slow, like with this mining, it's completely fine. Once you appear there in a dark Firelink shrine, do also that, how it's called, bonfire last reset at. Just do a Homeworld Bone to last reset and you will be fine. You still will get teleported to kill, and it's still faster. So now with Cinder, honestly, as I already said, like, what you see is what you get. Like, fight is it's not simple, I definitely can say. We have 2 blossoms for this fight because we picked up some extra before, and we need 2 resins, 1 per each. But you want to just remember that he has like stagger on each 7 hits approximately, of course. On the first one, like, if you're fast enough, you can do it with 6.5, but it will be 7 mostly. You don't really want to be super greedy, but we have a very good Estus Flask and we have 36 Vigor. And damage should be pretty good because we have Bleed. But basically, just try not to be greedy, especially with second phase. And just try to roll, punish, kind of like that. Some of the strafes I will try to show right now, if he does any attacks that are pretty strafeable. Like this, for example, you just go behind him and you strafe it. And because of Bleed, we have a pretty good damage. This attack is also strafeable, this slow poke attack. If he even hits you, you have so much HP that don't bother yourself to heal. It's not faster. Like with Spear, you can strafe most of the attacks. Just be careful of this fast poke attack. And basically, that's approximately how it works. So once he's down there, we can apply resin. If you're unsure, don't do this roll. 1, 2, 3, and then run away. Then you can do heals if you need. Apply resin. You have plenty of time. Just wait for him. And after that, you can just run into second phase. Beware of grab. Grab hits pretty hard, but it's not that big of a deal because it will not kill us. Some of the attacks are strafeable. This attack is very strafeable. I hope like I can show a bit more. If he stops doing grab attack. Probably. But yeah, this attack is very strafeable. It's very good. If he does combo, we just run away. You usually will not get to that stage where he does combo again. I'm just trying to kind of extend this time to show more attacks. So he will not do this like lightning attack. But even if he does, just hit him to death and that's it. And even if he casts it, just, you know, roll and it's fine. You will not experience any troubles with him. Cinder with this HP and with this damage should be a pretty good for you. Without any problems, you should kill him. Even if not like from first try, as you can see, we have like 14k souls left. And we can always go back and get some more resins. Or instead of like 1 level up, which costs right now 22k, you can get like, for example, 35 vigor, like in this case, and get just more resins. So you will never run out of them. Same stuff about Princess, same stuff about Aldrich, Dancer, I don't know, whatever. Maybe not about Aldrich, but still. You can just go back always and buy extra resin or something like that. With DSA, it's a bit different because he has only Pale Pine, and he kind of have only 2 of them. But, you know, it's still like better than nothing. After you kill Soul of Cinder, link the first flame, skip the cutscene, go to this menu, don't press anything on controller, don't press yes or no, and just Alt F4. That's it. Once you Alt F4, to make your run valid, you go back to the game. Just launch it once again. and go to load game. And here we go. And here is basically, here is your time, and this time will be on leaderboards. Time that you have on timer doesn't matter, because technically timer is not even mandatory. However, timer saves time. That sounds weird, but timer has a plugin that saves time on black screens and cutscenes, and time during them doesn't run, which is usually not available in regular game, but timer kind of changes in game time because they're connected. And that's basically it. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful. If this video was helpful, consider leaving a like or subscribing on the channel, and maybe checking my runs on Twitch. I will appreciate it. But that's it for today. I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask under this video in comments, or feel free to check Speed Soul's Discord for more information. People can help you around there. But that's it. Thank you very much for basically watching it, and good luck with learning names and glitchless. Bye.